we do it?
You're live. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
I like this interface so much better.
Yeah, it's a lot better than Facebook.
Yeah. Now, can we see who's? Oh,
That's the key. Can we see who's watching? Is anybody watching?
I feel like we're on television. This is nice.
It is nice. Yeah.
Yep.
We should probably get
Screw
going.
you,
now,
Facebook.
They own YouTube or something?
I think Google does.
Google does?
Google. Yeah.
Google it.
All right, we're good. There's nobody on. Oh, there's one person.
How do you
Hold
tell?
on. Let me
Oh,
see.
right there.
Yeah, but I can't see.
Oh, we learn.
Yeah.
Participants.
Benny's. It's us. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Man.
All right,
Maybe on Facebook. though.
Sandy. There's Sandy.
All right.
Oh, I there. Good. That's good. Okay.
Well, here we are.
Do you want to talk about just get the incidentals out of the way?
What are the incidents?
Tricky Tray, the date.
Oh yeah, Heather posted about the Tricky Tray.
Yep.
So November 4th, Tricky Tray at the Richards Building, same spot it was last year.
Yep.
We're going to be open up registration shortly. Don't have a definite date yet for that. Dawn and Heather will let us know.
Oh,
We're going to meet on the 11th. Remember,
Yep.
we got a specific Tricky Tray meeting for internally, and then
Barnyard will be there again.
Barnyard will definitely be there again. We'll change some things, and then we need baskets, y'all.
That's yeah.
Yeah. So
Start sharing on Facebook. Start making up baskets.
yeah, start asking your friends, your
Tell
parents.
your
Yeah, anybody that you know of, small business, big business. We need baskets. Let's go.
How many baskets did we have last year? Right.
300 and
300?
change. Yeah,
I
we
think
had
maybe 400
We had
this time.
so many baskets last year. Yeah, we did. But that's all right. I think we have 350. So if we get that many again, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Maybe scale it down a minute because we were there calling numbers for a while.
So long.
But hey, live and
People
learn.
love this.
But we still need. We don't have nearly what we need to. So
Yep.
Let's get it.
Got
going.
it. Done. Got it. Hey, John.
Jonathan's on. Good.
Yep. Hey, Ray.
All right. Hey, Sandy.
What else? Acme.
Acme.
August 6th.
Yep, we'll be there. We'll be up there all day. A bunch of us will be up there. You'll be there. Nicole will be there. We can party at Craigie's house while you guys are there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Take the
go.
boat out. Go
Done.
fishing.
Let's go.
While you're up at
Skinny
Acme.
dipping.
Skinny dipping in Island Lakes. You might get arrested.
That's terrible.
Yeah, you might get arrested. There's some kids up there. You might find yourself on the
you
old
can't-
Megan's Law list.
No, my God. Yeah, well, I don't know if you do.
That's
You
fine,
might
I
just get a
could, yeah.
black screen here.
Yeah,
Treat people.
all right, well. What else? Subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the
Yeah,
subscribe button.
we're at 33 subscribers.
Really?
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Only 940 to go.
You'll love to see it, huh?
No, you don't.
We'll get there. It's just going to be eventually. I mean, there's no content up there. Getting people to go on and subscribe is hard. I mean, it's not. But
Just
it is,
subscribe, even though there's no content. Just subscribe, and then
Yeah.
we will start adding content. And we'll add content along the way, but it really does help to subscribe that way. The whole point of this is to get us out there and to monetize.
Yes. Well, it's easy to make money for the nonprofit like that. Yeah. It would be a lot. It would be a huge relief from us financially just to be able to make money passively, right? Not have to
passively.
and not have to
Just
put
goes-
together events and organize and
Yep.
pay and this, that, and the third. If you could just make money by making money and not have to do much, then obviously it's
This is a good way to do it.
and
We
this
just
is
need
this
people
is the
to.
start. We'll keep trucking along and eventually we'll get where we need to get with subscribers. But right now we have 33.
33. Yeah. So if you believe in us, you believe in the mission, you believe in the culture, it's a small ask. That's all.
It really is, and we can start talking about that now, right? Because we're going to talk about how the Bodega originated.
That's all you, baby.
Yeah. So Craig, and I think it's important if you're talking about the Bodega to talk specifically about our mission. And for me personally, I have been in this field since 2004 and 2003-4 when I graduated college. So I've been working with people for the last X amount of years of my professional career.
That's your undergrad, 2004.
Yeah, and then I got my master's later on. But For my whole professional career, I have been in the social service field, working with kids and working with people. And for the past 15 years, I've been at the Division of Child Protection and Permanency, formerly the DIFUS office. And the point of me telling you guys that is, has been my experience that people who are employed are struggling. What I mean by that is you're knocking on people's doors and you're asking questions. And a lot of times what you hear is yes, I work here, I work there. But because I work, my other benefits, my food stamps and other things that I used to qualify for are now no longer in void. So while yes, I want to be employed and I want to be working, the part of the system doesn't facilitate that, because it's almost better if you don't work, because then you get more benefits. So that's the way the system is designed. And when you are going through it, right, to the person with any sort of common sense and logic, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense.
We should be empowering people to work. We should be encouraging people to be employed, not just for the financial aspect, but for the self-esteem aspect, for the community aspect, for how you are perceived in the community, for how you view yourself in the community, for all the things, right?
I'll interject when I feel like I need to. I also think it's not good for the human being to not be doing something.
100% agree.
It is intrinsic and inherent in our nature to be doing something. We didn't get this far by doing nothing.
Yes.
So to not do anything is just, I think it's just bad.
It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for your emotional health. It's bad for your physical health too, because you learn as you get older, everything's connected, right? If you have poor physical health, you typically have poor mental health, 100%. Right? You know, generally speaking, not everything is concrete, right? There's not one rule for everybody, but generally speaking, and there's definitely a connection between your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and all that stuff. So you see people who are employed and trying, but they're struggling with the decision to work, right?
That is
because
their choice.
My life theoretically would be a little bit easier and better if I did not work.
That's not the way that we're set up.
No, and that's not the way human beings are wired, and that's not the way it should be. So you have these experiences, or I have these experiences as a worker. There were many times I called Heather as an investigator, and this is the real seedling of the Bodega began here. I was an investigator, and I had called Heather. I ran into a family who was working, and they couldn't afford heat. And I had called Heather. We had somebody had given us a gift card, and it was like a $100 gift card. Mm-hmm. And we hadn't used it. And I called her. I said, hey, I'm going to take that $100 gift card. I'm going to give it to the family. So then they could spend $100 and then take $100 and put it towards the oil. Right. Just kind of what we do here. Right? Yep. So when I was speaking to Heather on the phone, she works with a chiropractor, Dr. Don. And he said, whose family, blah, 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 blah. And basically, I called the family back with permission, and we linked the two, and he put, out of his own pocket, put oil in their tank. Right. Okay. So then from that experience, it gets you thinking, well, if Dr. Don is willing to do it, there's other people who are willing to do it. Right. And you don't necessarily need to give them money, but what you can do is start giving people the necessities, so then they can maybe take that money that they were spending on the necessities and put it towards the oil, stretch it out. Yep. Yep. So in that experience, I didn't know it, and kind of unconsciously, the Bodega kind of formed. So you fast forward a couple of years, and professionally and internally in my office, I got a promotion. I went from being a caseworker to being more of a community liaison. And during that time, I started meeting people, communicating with people, engaging people who had a desire to help, wanted to help, same passion for helping, understood what I was trying to do. Because when this all came about, I started Benny's Bodega unofficially in my cubicle area in the back part of my office.
It's just nuts.
With the idea that caseworkers could take the stuff that they needed and deliver it to families, or families could come to the office and get what they needed. So you start engaging people in the community. People are dropping stuff off, and I set up the back portion of my cubicle like a bodega. And we had a.
And this was for people. This was for
my coworkers.
Coworkers that come in and just kind of grab.
Right,
same concept.
We get referrals all the time, people struggling, and it's a lot easier to engage people when you have stuff for them, and it's just, people need stuff, right?
And a central location.
Yes. So from there, it took off. We were getting so much stuff, and the passion for me, and that you start to see the need, so it starts to increase your passion, right? Because it was always a passion. I always had a passion to help people, right? But when you start to recognize that there's a need, and you start to recognize that you're able to facilitate something for that need, then that passion builds, right?
I equate it. I don't go to the gym. You go to the gym, but it's almost like you go to the gym and you don't see anything happening after a month, and then all of a sudden you start to see a little. You get a little sixer in there, somewhere, and you're like, "This is working."
This isn't
and
that
then
bad.
and then it snowballs.
That's exactly
same
what
concept.
100%, same
Okay.
concept.
Yeah.
So you start out doing something. You start to see that people are supporting you. You start to see that other families are getting what they need to make ends meet, and you take a step back. You're like, "Huh, right?
I got it.
I got something here, right?" And we're getting so much stuff. I go to Heather one day and I said, "Ed, we got to make this Benny's Bodega has to become an official thing. It can no longer unofficially make it the back part of my office. We got to change it. We got to do something here." And at that point, me and Heather, we don't have a lot of money, right? We're not wealthy people. And I go to her and I needed to pay an accountant and I needed to pay an attorney to set up everything appropriately
For the 501c3.
For the 501c3. So
it's not cheap.
It costed us about $2,500. And for us, $2,500 is a lot of money. You know, for most people, it's a lot of cake, baby. Yeah. And we took that out of our own money and we started Benny's Bodega officially.
Can I go back?
Yeah.
What the name?
Okay.
You can't leave that out. This is why I'm here. I gotta check you.
So the name is important because
it's so important.
It sounds good, Benny's Bodega. And back when I was a younger version of myself, back when I was a youth, we spent some time going into bodegas to pick up some items that would facilitate fun for us, and some things to eat, and and blah blah blah.
A couple of White Owl cigars,
right? Oh. Maybe a Dutch Master or two. So you start to you go into these stores and it's like a market. For all intents and purposes, a bodega is just a deli. It's a small, and it's a bodega is used in inner cities, right? Yes. You don't see bodegas in Sussex County. You see delis or markets or whatever, but bodegas are prevalent in the city. So the idea behind Benny's Bodega was, yes, it sounds good and it's a cool name, but when you say bodega, right, you instantly think of market, a place to get food, sandwiches, beverage, whatever the case may be. You don't think of pantry or you don't think of whatever. But when you say pantry, it automatically brings certain words, keywords to your mind, certain preconceived notions about people to come to pantries. So when we were starting this, we wanted people to come to a spot where they thought, and the perception was, is that they were just going to a market. They were just going to a deli. Instead of going to this pantry or this pantry and creating this negative connotation, you go to the bodega and automatically you feel better about where you're going.
100%. And to add on, I feel like a bodega is a place where it brings community together. People are like a barbershop.
100%.
People are coming in, you yip yapping. I played the lottery, and
you talk.
Yes,
and that's really the concept behind the name. We want people to feel comfortable coming in. We want our staff here to be comfortable talking to people and not think that they're in a quote unquote pantry.
Right.
It's just different thoughts, and with different thoughts comes different feelings, and with different feelings comes different actions.
And it gets different people through the door.
You got it.
Yep.
So we call it Benny's Bodega simply to supply an environment that is conducive for people to come in here and shop and feel better.
And that's what sets us apart.
So that's a little bit behind the name. We go to.
So the 501c3 gets.
Yep.
How long was that process?
It was quick. Lottie Clark and Ryan.
Yep.
Our attorneys over there in Sparta were awesome.
Yep.
Angelo and Kathy, they have been with us since 2019. Emailed them, copyrighted the Bodega logo, did a whole bunch of things that we needed to do in order to be legitimate. And in June of 2019, we ended that process and we became a legitimate nonprofit 501c3.
Paperwork comes in the mail. Let's go.
Paperwork comes in the mail. And then from there, we had to move out of my office. Right, and we switched from Benny's Bodega internally at my office to Bennett's Bodega. Sarah Bennett was a coworker of mine who fell ill to a rare form of cancer, and was just the sweetest, nicest person. And her parents, her mom Linda, actually volunteered for us for a while. But instead of Benny's Bodega, it was Bennett's Bodega in the back portion of our office. And Benny's Bodega became really at that point our home.
Mm-hmm.
We were storing everything in our garage, our living room, our dining room, all the things. So then you fast forward a couple months, really like 8-9 months.
It's a long time to keep stuff in your house.
Yeah, well, the pandemic hits.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so 2020 comes, and it's January, and people are getting sick, and the world shuts down in March. this is going to sound really terrible of me, but the pandemic increased our growth and accelerated our growth, I should say, because what happened then is the need obviously was great. People weren't working, right? It was a different world at that point. And fast forward a couple of months, world shuts down in March. In June of that year, we secured a location in Andover, 3rd floor attic. Instead of our house, we were then putting stuff in the Bodega in Andover, and we created our store atmosphere, our store environment.
Nice little spot
where people could come. It was tough. It was a great beginning spot, but it was a 3rd floor. There were no temperature controls. It was very difficult to get to. It was very difficult to bring stuff up there. It was very difficult for a lot of different reasons. But it served its purpose.
100% it did.
We were able to create our environment, create policies, create procedures. We were able to do different organizational things that allowed people to come and shop. And you're in Andover, people have to drive to you, but we're serving people. And at that point, too, we were also delivering food.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, I met you
because
before. I met you after that.
Yeah, you met us after that. But we were delivering to a lot of different people because at that point, information you didn't know. You didn't know how to get sick or who was getting sick and when. So we would drop and leave. People need stuff. They'd contact us. We drop and we would go. Heather, and then some people would volunteer. Yeah, we had some people reach out and say, "Hey, I hear you're doing this."
In the middle of a pandemic, too.
Yep.
It's not.
Yep. So we're delivering food. We're in Andover, 3rd floor attic.
No heat, no air conditioning.
No heat, no air conditioning. We're still volunteer based.
Yes.
We're still it's slow getting. We're trying. The need is there though. The need, and that's one thing that never stopped was the need. Right. So from the entire time from my office to the spot in Andover, you see need, and it's growing. As the days and the weeks and the months go by for the Bodega, numbers are increasing. People who are accessing us are increasing. And at that point, our rules are set forth for anybody. Anybody who needs help can come in and get the help that they need. Because at that point, literally everybody needed help. It didn't matter at that point, you know what I mean? So everybody needed help. So we were a resource literally for everybody. You needed something, we delivered it, or you came and you got it. It's actually we met Johnny too.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah,
okay.
D'Angelo came to the spot.
Wow.
Yeah, so we met a bunch of different people, but then fast forward, so that's June 2020. Our lease is ending. Well, we need to make a decision about our lease in January for that next, right? Because we have to give them 60 days notice, and we get the notification that like asking us basically what we want to do, and they let us know that they're increasing. We were renting 2 rooms, and that they're going to increase our rent for each room by $50. Or $25 each.
Close. No? 12 o'clock. 12. Yeah. Close.
Someone's coming in. Craigie's handling it. So.
Oh, see? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You love to see it. That's all right. So it'll come back at 12. But so we get these letters in the mail asking us if we're going to renew our lease with them, and they let us know that they increased our rent $25 each.
Can't do it in the middle of a pandemic.
And I want to note, though, that yes, I got very upset, but very, very frustrated with that letter. We made every single rent payment to that person the entirety of the pandemic. We found out during the pandemic that he, rightfully so, gave other businesses and other people that were paying him rent breaks on their rent. Didn't make them pay. Gave them breaks, but took the money from a small-time nonprofit and didn't give us any breaks.
That's nice.
Okay. And I guess if you look at it from a different perspective, it was nice of him to give those businesses a break. But it would have been nice for the small-time nonprofit paying hundreds of dollars, struggling to pay hundreds of dollars a month to get a break. And then it would have been even nicer not to raise our rent, right? But he did. And God, talking about it right now gets me upset.
I don't think it's nice of him. Sorry,
even talking about it right now gets me so upset. So I immediately replied to them and told them they can go kick rocks. The idea that they were raising our rent during the pandemic is embarrassing for them, and they should be embarrassed. And quite frankly, told them that. And we didn't end that relationship well, but didn't feel like they were anybody that I wanted to be involved with or connected to. For me, that's just not the way you treat humans. That's not how you treat businesses, and that's not what you do to people. And it was $50, and I assure you, this person did not need the $50. Mm-hmm. Multi-millionaire, right? Did not need the $50 that he was getting from Benny's Bodega per month. right? Had so much money that he could give other businesses a break. Sure. Yeah, right. So I could talk about it. I could seriously rile myself up. So immediately tell him he can go kick rocks that were not, and he can take his little shitbox room that he was renting us. And good luck. Go try to rent that out, my man.
No utilities, nothing. But you want to raise it, but you don't want to add heat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
we could talk. Yeah,
I could keep going. And the most unpleasant people to work with. But anyway, here nor there. It actually worked out in our favor.
Yes, it did.
We go on a live. We do a live. Heather makes a post. And I forget the name of the woman. Heather's going to kill me. Heather, if you're there, maybe you can say it.
You throw it in the chat.
Somebody sees it, and from there connects us to Penny and Rich, who own this spot. And that was in February of 2021.
Just backtrack real quick. So I had met you in December, but I saw that post went out on Facebook, and the outpouring of support was insane.
It was actually quite made me feel, and Heather and I made us feel really, really good. Yeah, because that post got so much love and shares, and people were really, and the phone calls thereafter, people saying, "Hey, what do you need? How much? Where? I got this. I know this." I'm telling you, it was flat out unbelievable. Yeah. And what it really did, of course, it made us feel good, but it affirmed and confirmed that our mission was needed and that people were supporting us. You know what I mean? So you're doing the right thing. When people start supporting you, it just kind of makes you realize that you're doing the right thing. So we make this post, we get connected to Penny and Rich, and then we sign a lease to be at our current location in Newton. And from there, the growth and the acceleration of our growth has really been unprecedented.
Exponential.
I had a talk with a buddy, Nick, and this is a while ago, and me and him, he was asking me how we plan on getting people who are employed to come in here and shop at the Bodega, because we both agreed that population is very stubborn, very prideful, and it's very difficult to get them to access resources and this, that, and the third. And I said, we're going to have to work hard. And when I talked about a bunch of different things, but what I said is that the onus is on us as a team and as an organization to create an environment for which people feel comfortable to donate and for which people feel comfortable to come.
Yes.
And although there have been one or two people who have not felt that we were doing the right thing, 99.9% of the feedback that we've gotten from the clients who come in and the families who come in and the people who support us is that we're doing the right thing, is that there are no resources for the Atlas population, that when you say yes to resources, when you say yes to employment and different things. Hey, Pat. I know, Pat. How are you? Good to see you.
What's going on?
We're doing
a quick live right here.
A what?
So you're live on social media right now. You want to say hello?
No. Oh.
No. They can hear you. Say hello. Go ahead. No, she's shaking her head now. She doesn't want to hear it. What do we got? She doesn't want to be heard. She has clothes. Yeah.
I'll take it off.
Yeah. Put them right here.
Take it.
Thank you.
You don't want to talk? All right.
Not at all.
There she goes.
You love a good Pat.
Boy.
Can I say your name?
Sure.
Oh, there she is.
Pat Schaefer. Known her for a while. Known her grandkids. Good people. Good family. Want to say hi? Sure.
What is that?
This is YouTube.
Technology. She's out.
She's outdoor. You'll love to see it. Bye, Pat.
See you, Pat. Thank you.
And hold on. Sure. So it's this. It's just this little bag of clothes, guys. And there are so many people like Pat who support us. And there are so many people who just come by with little things, clothes, books, food, eggs, little things, and come by and support us. And it's really how we operate, man.
Yeah, it is. And just to add on that point, it's not easy to bring things on Spring Street. You get I don't know where she came from, but went out of her way to bring this bag on. It's not easy.
No.
So it's not so much also about the donations. It's about coming here and dropping it off and the destination. It's about the journey of coming to the bodega and handing it out. It's not a very simple street to
no, it's not one way.
Parking and all that stuff. So,
but anyway. Let's talk about that for a minute, because me and you we spend a lot of time talking about what the bodega is, right? Yeah. And so you fast forward to what we are now, and like I mentioned, Nick, and our numbers of people who are employed are going through the roof. What we're doing is working. We are getting literally the days that we're open, we get more and more people who show proof of employment and come in and say thank you.
Yep.
right? Because when you get a job, your food stamps are cut. Money, there's no money coming in. Like people, that's such a misconception. There's no money. Stuff gets cut, and when stuff gets cut and there's an inflation, your money doesn't go as far. It's just really that simple. So people who are employed and they want to stay employed, and the vast majority of people want to work. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, there's a group of people who are unmotivated and lazy and will abuse and take advantage of the system. Absolutely, that population will always exist. Just as like a population of people who lie on their taxes. Right? You show me a system and I'll show you a population of people who are trying to beat that system. You know what I mean? Always. That's how human beings work. But the vast majority of the people who come in here are thankful and are employed or on disability and cannot work and have received state documentation that says they're not able to work. Right? So they've done what they needed to do and apply to a system, and they get a stipend and aren't able to work. And we'll support them, and we'll support the people who are working.
And on top of that, that's not easy to get.
No,
people think there's a stereotype of that disability is easy to get. It's very, very difficult.
Yes,
extremely difficult.
Extremely difficult. So our Alice population has become what the Bodega is known for. We are trying to create an atmosphere and a culture here at the Bodega where people come and feel the donors feel proud of what we accomplished and what we have created. They want to support us. They want to support the population that we're supporting. They want to support their own community, and we want to be the conduit for that population of people.
Yep.
The vast majority of people in our community want to help people. Are there people who don't give a crap about other people? Yes. Are there wealthy people in our community who hold on to their money and don't want to? Yes. But there's also a large portion of wealthy people in our community who donate and don't ask for a thing in return. And you would never know those people. Our community is extremely generous. Our community is extremely giving and caring. And it is a community that we want to bring together with the Bodega in its mission.
Through people who are trying to do the right thing, but just unable to reach that next level up. So we're helping them try to level up. And it's just hard to get people through the doors.
And for the people who think that we should not help people who are working, you need to do your research.
We've done our research.
We've done our research. We know what we're doing, and that's not an arrogant or confident thing. We've read. We are not. How do I say this without sounding like
I know what you want to say.
Like we have an idea of what we need to do to get our mission accomplished.
Yes.
And that does not mean we always make the right decisions. That's not mean we're foolproof or our volunteers don't have bad days. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that our mission is supported by data and research, as well as the people who have supported us last years.
Yeah.
So it's not just data and research. It's people and families who come in here and say, I was just about to say
that. That and literal people walking in on the first line with a paycheck saying, here's the proof.
Yes.
This is it. $300 a week. Yes. I can't live on this. And I'm working 35 to 40. Well, you're not working 40 hours because all that blah, blah, blah. But we see it from a different perspective. So if you were to come in and hang out and introduce yourself to the demographic that walks in with a pay stub of $330 every week, we see it firsthand.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
And I don't think there's any better research than that. There's no better data than seeing it firsthand on a piece of paper.
So you get this little tiny idea from one case a couple of years ago. You get an idea, a little seedling in your brain. You get a little promotion, and you just have a desire to help people. You meet like-minded people like Craig, like Jill in the back. You have a supportive wife who says, yeah, all right, take $2,500 from savings that we don't have.
Our house, our garage.
Yeah, use our house, use our garage, and, do all the things. So, everybody tends to be, oh, Benny, this, that, and the third. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong. But the reality is, man, I've had so much support over this past 3 years and a lot of help. And the Bodega is, it's my idea and it's our creation, but it's not what it is without people like Craig, without the community, without Jill and Shelley's and the Leanne's and
board members, volunteers, everybody that's involved.
We have so many people supporting us and me and Heather and you. And it's so nice. And it's, people ask me all the time, well, I don't know how you do what you do, right? Because I work, I have a counseling practice. There's a lot of stuff that involved in my life, but I tell everybody, this is the good stuff. Bringing people together, connecting people, talking to like-minded people, getting confirmation from families that what you're doing is helping them.
Yeah.
There is nothing more selfish than helping people.
It's just a weird thing to say.
It is.
It's so true.
And, I heard that. I think I told you,
Yeah.
Denzel said that in a graduation speech. And I listen to motivational stuff all the time. It's weird, I know. But there really is no more selfish thing than helping people, because you get such a good feeling out of it. And
you almost feel guilty.
Yeah. And for me and for a lot of us associated with the Bodega, is there's such a good feeling bringing people together, connecting people, and making sure families and kids have food and clothes and school stuff and the stuff that we know that they need to survive and to thrive.
Yeah.
And to hear a thank you, to get a phone call that someone's on the phone crying. Johnny wrote a nice message on Facebook on Father's Day. That stuff is just, man, it's just so much better than money. And money's important, don't get me wrong, but reading what people write, hearing what people say, seeing the nice messages motivates me and Heather and us so much more to do this, because it just affirms what we're doing, and it just is such a nice feeling. Like, I 100% believe that we as people have a responsibility to help people. And people laugh at me for that and mock me for that. But why did you do the Bodega? Well, it's an idea, but I believe in helping people. I believe that I have a responsibility to use some of my God's gifts to help people and not be the douche that I was X amount of years ago, right? You know what I mean? We mature, we grow, we develop, and it's important that we connect people and help people. This world is a very difficult place to navigate.
Extremely.
And you need a village, man.
Yes. If you didn't have people helping other people, what do you have?
I don't know.
That's scary to think about.
Yeah.
That's honestly scary to think about. And you just said, I don't know. I don't want to know that world.
I don't know. And I don't want to live a life without the Bodega. Like, I don't want to, I love doing this. I would give up my job before,
right.
You know what
right.
I mean? Like, my paying job, right? So it is.
And you think about the people that come in, like a Jill hasn't left.
No.
Every Thursday, like clockwork, is here,
Comes
supports
in.
the Bodega. Once you come in, we say this all the time. I wish we could put this in the words, but we say it all the time. Once you come in, and if you volunteer or if you donate, you're not going to want to leave.
Yeah, you'll see. We pride ourselves on being like a family, and with family comes bumps, and there's scuffles from time to times, and people may say stuff, but we appreciate each other, we respect each other, we listen to each other, we eat and drink with each other, we get together. We are like-minded people trying to be the change that we want this world to be, and it's awesome, man.
It really is.
It's freaking awesome. We were just at Leanne's house this past weekend. It's windy. It's June, but you think it's freaking October.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
And we're wearing a sweatshirt, but you know what? We're having a great time. We're laughing, we're talking, and we're getting to know each other, and it's just.
We are like a living organism. The Bodega is like a living, breathing organism.
And the people who come in here and volunteer, then they come in, they use us, they drop stuff off, and then they go out and get stuff. Like, it's just this connection and this wheel of helping people and people connecting, and it's just a culture of helping and giving, and it is just effing awesome.
It's not going away.
No,
and it's a culture. It's a great word.
And we're very mindful that it's not. It's called Benny's Bodega, but we're very mindful that it's not me.
Great point.
Because it's not me. It's my name and it's my idea, but it's not me. It's so many of us behind the scenes making it happen. Like Craig today. Yesterday, went to the Sparta Food Pantry, got food, brought here, restocked the shelves. Went to social services today to get more food because we got hit with 30-something people coming in last night.
More people
to get
working
more food,
too.
right? And more people working. We had 6 or 7 people who showed pay stubs come in last night and say thank you.
Yeah.
Right? So the need is there. And when the need is there, that means we have to go and get more stuff. We have to do more drives. The stuff, the bus events have to be that much more successful. We're running out of shampoo and stuff now, but
it's a nonstop thing.
It is a nonstop thing. And I guess the point is that the Bodega wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be a stock shelves right now. We wouldn't be preparing to open at 12 without you guys.
Right.
So it's this idea by one, but it's a mission supported by many.
I know you're going to get uncomfortable, but I think it works because you and Heather are the people you are. You're humble.
No,
It's just, I knew you were going to get uncomfortable. I'm just saying, it's like owning a business. No one wants to work for a leader that is not humble, that is bossing people around. You and Heather are great people, and you're humble, and you have that humility to you, which is why I think everyone sticks around. It creates the culture. Like-minded people.
Yeah, we don't boss people around.
No,
here.
it's
no.
I'll just say that. I think it's yes. You started it. That. Heather was on board. Without you two having the personalities, this doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
And I got to be honest with you too, man. I do the job. I on call. I have a counseling practice. I volunteer with the kids all the time.
It starts today. Counseling practice in Lafayette too. Plug it up.
To go to your wife and say, hey, I'm going to add a nonprofit to the list of things that you do. And then not only that, say, yeah, I need $2,500. It's a lot to ask. So she's a special woman, man. She really is.
Yeah.
The fact that she didn't choke me or give me a quick jab.
Or just like, yeah, this isn't a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Yeah. But
she did.
That's Heather though. She understands though too.
Yeah. And I think as time goes on, she has trusted me more with the bodega because she has seen what we have been able to do. 100%. She has seen the motivation behind it, and I think she has relented a little bit.
Right.
And she was.
There's bumps in the road.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's a lot. You could 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could do things for the bodega.
Yes, you could.
That's the reality of it.
Yes.
That's it. You could leave the lights on, and something needs to be done daily, hourly.
Clean the carpet.
But it's how busy we are
all the time,
and it's how important the volunteers are, how important the culture is. Without all of the things, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes.
We open up in 7 minutes, so we're gonna get going here.
Yeah,
there's a line. There's a line at the door, and a bunch of people have stopped by. But we wanted to come on, and that's really a background, a little bit of the background. There's some more details behind it. There's more, and I forget a lot, and I'm sure Heather could add, and some of our volunteers could add, and but that is mainly the gist. It's just a desire to help people. It takes a village. You understand that when you become a parent. You understand that you want as many good people around your family as possible. You understand that it takes a lot of resources to make your family successful and survivable.
Yes.
So it is nice. It's nice to see. So thank you for the support. We're going to be here for a while. We ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
We're going to continue to fundraise. We're going to continue to do the things that we're going to do. We're going to continue to look for food supplies and cleaning supplies, like ways to find them, avenues to get more. Hopefully we'll be letting you guys know some big things coming up in the future. We have some things hopefully that are going to pan out for us. And if they do, it's going to send us to the stratosphere. We feel like, so,
and our hope is that you start to see a more, a better community as far as helping the Alice population. Maybe you go into a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, and people are happier. Not that they are there, want to be happy making $15 an hour, but they're a little bit happier.
I think that the transition comes down to the kids. So we get as many kids as we can involved here, and happy parents are happier employers, are happier parents, more money. Everything equates to just being a better person.
So you come home and you're just a better person.
Man.
Yeah.
When you're not worrying about food and your bills, you're just it's one thing that you don't have to worry about. There's one less thing to influence your parenting or your relationship with your kids. Relationship with your kids is key. It's the number one thing. You want to decrease mental health, decrease substance use, decrease this stuff. Now, there's no foolproof way of anything, right? I said decrease. You want to decrease the likelihood of those things. Have a loving, trusting relationship with your kids.
And to do that, you
need to be home, and you need to be present, and not being worrying about food and your bills and your car payment.
I could tell, and not to keep this going any longer, but I could tell when I had Simple Clean and we had some issues. I wake up like in the middle of the night, I look at my bank account, like, what do we do? I would wake up in the morning, Leanna would be like, "Can I have?" I'm like, "That just make yourself some cereal." Like I was just so much more miserable, and it's like, my God, man, you're just a different person when you have that comfortable aspect to it. For sure. You're able to stretch your finances. So there is a working aspect to this. There's an end goal.
There is, and we hope that you see it. And I think. We have stats and we're big on data here, so we collect information all the time. So hopefully in these next couple of years, we'll be able to present you some information that says that there is actually a tangible, positive impact in the community. We're not there yet, but we will be. So we're going to out of here. We have 4 minutes before we open. Thank you to everybody. That's just a little information about the bodega. We hope you subscribe and you found it useful. See you all next week.
And I like this platform too. It's nice.
So much better.
So much better.
Nice to see.
Yeah. Good job.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, man. We out of here. Not yet. And
Your stream will stop immediately and I'm going to be live.